Hello, class 11th student. Today, again I am going to start chapter 2nd. Topic is collection of data. This is part 5th. In the previous video, I had completed about primary data and all the methods for collecting the data. In today video, I am going to discuss about methods, way of getting secondary data. Okay, so first of all, a quick revision. So what do you mean by primary data? So primary data means hand first hand data. Okay, why it is called first hand data? Because investigator himself collect data, okay, and make its use. Okay, student, and what are the methods we had learned about the primary data? So for collecting the primary data, we had learned first method is direct personal investigation. In this method, investigator going to ask question to respondent, and respondent is going to give answers to investigator. So this is why it is known as a direct personal. They are going to face. Okay, in the next method there is indirect oral investigation. So indirect oral investigation, investigator is going to ask question to third party. Okay, and third party means friends, neighbor, teacher, guardian, etc. Okay, so these third party matlab these people is going to give the answer. Okay, this is why it is called indirect. Okay, so indirectly we are going to get the information about the respondent. Next we had learned from information through questionnaire and schedule. So in this method there are two method. Okay, first is mailing method and next is enumerator method. In mailing method, investigator prepare a question paper, okay, that is known as a questionnaire, send it to respondent, and respondent is going to fill all the answer and return back to investigator. Okay, in enumerator method, first of all investigator is going to prepare questionnaire, and then he is going to appoint enumerators and then going to train them. After that, enumerator is going to ask question and fill all the answers filled by enumerator and return to investigator. Okay, and then we had learned about information through local sources or correspondence. So okay, correspondent. So in this method, investigator appoints correspondent in different area. They are going to ask question to respondent or informant, okay, and they are going to send it to investigator. Okay, next is telephonic method. So it is very easy method. Investigator is going to connect with the mobile or network with respondent or informant is going to ask all the questions. Okay, so this is all about the primary data and its method for collecting. Okay, now we are going to talk about the secondary data. Secondary data, what do you mean by secondary data? So secondary data means when investigator is going to use someone's data, he's going to make the use of others data. When investigator going to use others data, so this is known as a secondary data, when you are making the use of others data. Okay, so now collection of secondary data. So this is the main topic of this video, and in this video we are going to complete this second chapter. Okay, so there are two main sources of secondary data. First is primary published source, and second is unpublished source. So name clear its meaning. Public means which is available in public, okay, by print media, by electronic media, okay, yeah, print medium, okay. And unpublished resources means that is available but that is not among the public, okay. It is with the firm or institution, yeah, organization or agency, there is no need to publish it, okay. So let me understand each one properly. So first of all, published sourced, okay. So first, some of the published source of secondary data are, the first is government publications, okay. So government, especially Ministry of Central State and Government in India, published a variety of statistics as routine activity. They, state government as well as central government, they regular basis they publish many type of data, okay. So here is given some names, some notable publications, so you have to learn it. First is Statistical Abstract of India, Annual Survey of Industries, Agriculture Statistic of India, Report of Currency and Banking, Labor Gazette, Reserve Bank of India Bulletin. So these are what? These are government publications and these are published on regular basis. Next is semi government publications. So semi government publications include data of municipalities and metropolitan council. They collect data related to education, health, birth and death, okay, and they publish it. Now next is report of committee and commissions. So time to time, state as well as our central government establish committees and commissions. They do the survey and they submit that investigation to state or central government and they publish it, okay. So we are going to learn it. So commission and committee appointed by the government also furnish a lot of statistical information in their report, okay. So some important commission are finance commission, um, monopolies commission, planning commission, but today there is no planning commission, okay. Policy commission is there, some are notable commissions, okay. Next is publication of trade association. So some of big trade association, okay, through their statistical and research division collect and publish data on various aspects. For example, sugar mill association, they publish data regarding their mill, okay. Next is publication of research institutions. So various universities and research institution publish information as finding of their research activities. For example, some name are given: Indian Statistical Institution, National Council of Applied Economics Research published. So these are the institution, they regularly publish their data. Next, journals and paper. So I think the economics time everyone know about it. So these are the newspaper and magazine commerce fact for you. So these publish on the regular basis, they supply statistical information, okay. Next is publication of research scholars. So many people do na PhD, they do the research. So sometimes their research is very worthy, very useful, so these are also published, okay. Next, international publications. So international organization जैसे United Nation, okay, International Monetary Fund, World Bank, International Labour Organization, foreign governments also publish statistical information and these are secondary. When you make the use, it is secondary data, okay. Now next is unpublished source. So these are there are some unpublished source data as well. These data are collected by government organization and other, generally for their self use, okay, and for office records. So जो unpublished source होते हैं, they are collected but they are not published. Why? Because these are for self use and for office record. Like if you talk about your school, so attendance record, teachers attendance record, unit test record, half yearly test record. So these are what collected, okay, and maintain records, but just for the school use, for giving about your academic improvement and other things, but these are not going to be published, okay. So these are not published. These unpublished numerical information may however be used as a secondary data. So it is not available in public, not in magazines, not with the help of the print sources, but if you want to make the use, you can go to that organization and you can get that data. But whenever you are using these unpublished source, you have to keep many things in your mind, means you have to take precautions. So that is our next topic. So precaution in use of secondary data. When we know that secondary data are collected by others to suit their specific requirement. So therefore one need to be very careful while using these data. So whenever you are using unpublished secondary source या published secondary source, you have to be careful, okay. So here is given what you have to keep in your mind. So first, whether the data are reliable or not, okay, whether the data are suitable for the purpose of inquiry or not. Means suppose whatever inquiry you want to do, when it going to match, then you only use it, okay. Data are adequate or not, okay. So let we understand in proper way. So first, ability of collecting organization. Whenever you are going to use secondary data, okay, so first you what you have to keep in your mind about the organization, you have to search about the ability of the organization, okay. You have to think that, you have to keep in your mind, you have to search about organization, that organization is able that organization is able, experience and impartial investigation. If the collected data is like that, an organization is able, experience, okay, and it is having impartial data, then only you use it, okay. Next is objective and scope. Whenever you decide your objective of investigation, so you have to search same objective, okay. So when your objective and whatever you are searching, that is going to match, then only you use it, okay. So one should note that objective of collecting data as well as scope of investigation. Data should be used only if the objective and scope of the study as undertaken earlier match with the objective and scope of present study, then only you going to use it. Next is method of collection. So the method adopted must match the nature of investigation, okay. Now time and condition of collecting data. So obviously you have to search about that ki when this data are collected. Here is given ki if suppose data are collected during war time, and when you are doing the research, that is a peace time, so obviously that is not going to give you correct information, okay. Next is definition of unit. So one should also make sure that unit of measurement used in initial collection of data as are the same as adopted in the present study. Next is accuracy. Obviously data, if data is going to be accurate, proper, reliable, only make use of it. So Bowley has told it is never safe to take published statistics at their face value without knowing their meaning and limitations. So whenever you are using secondary data, there is requirement to make a deep search, deep study about organization, about condition, about the purpose, about the scope, about the accuracy, reliability of the data, and then you are able to make the use of that data with the help of modification, okay student. So next, two important sources of secondary data. So there are basically two sources for secondary data. First is Census of India, and next is reports and publication of National Sample Survey Office, जिसको हम simply बोलते हैं NSSO. Okay, so let We understand census of India. I think census of India, everyone is familiar with that. Okay, census of India officially started in India from 1881, and from that it is conducted every after every 10 year. Okay, so recently in 2011 the last census of India was conducted. Now next will be in 2021. Okay, so census of India is a decimal publication of the government of India. Who is going to publish it? It is very important question. Who is going to publish this? It is published by Registrar General and Census Commission. So Census of India is published by whom? Which organization? So Registrar General and Census Commission. Next, India. It is a very comprehensive source of secondary data. Okay, it is related to population size and various aspect of demographic change in India. Now what is demographic change? So demography is related to population. Whatever changes occurs or come into population, that is actually the subject matter of census of India. Okay, so broadly it include these parameters. So when you going to talk about the census of India, so it is all about these 5 parameters. Okay, first is size, growth rate and distribution of population in India. Next is population projection, density of India, sex composition of population, state of literacy. Okay, so information on these parameters related to country as well as whole as well as different state, union, territory of a country. So it is collected in very deep way. It is all about the India, state, every village, every city. Okay. Now, as the name suggests, Census of India is a comprehensive inquiry on population size and related parameter and changes covering each and every household of the country. So census of India, first question, who is going to publish this? Going to publish it to Registrar General and Census Commission. How many parameters are there? So there are 5 parameters. Okay, and it is a comprehensive study. Every detail you find as a whole, as a individual level. Okay, now next is report and publication of National Sample Survey Office NSSO. इसके कई बार एडवर्टीजमेंट टीवी पे भी आते हैं. ओके, सो रिपोर्ट एंड पब्लिकेशन ऑफ NSSO इज अनदर इम्पॉर्टेंट सोर्स फॉर सेकेंडरी डेटा इन इंडिया. NSSO इज अ गवर्नमेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन under Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. So remember, this is 1 marks question. So it is organization under Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. This organization conduct regular sample survey to collect basic statistical information related to variety of economic activity in a rural as well as urban area. Okay, so it is here is given one important point. Statistical data collected by NSSO released through its quarterly journals, yani 3 months, quarterly journals called Survection, and its report known as a NSSO report. NSSO January 2019 to December 2019 was on debt and investment, land, livestock, holding of household and situation assessment of agriculture household. तो ये टॉपिक था जिस पे उन्होंने अपनी रिपोर्ट पब्लिश की थी. ओके, बोर्डली रिपोर्ट्स and publication of NSSO offers statistical information about these parameters. So they collect data about these parameters: land and livestock holding. Livestock means animal, how many animals people are having. Okay, so these number of animal is known as a livestock. So land and livestock holding, house condition and migration with special emphasis on slum dweller, employment and unemployment status in India, consumer expenditure in India including level and pattern of consumer expenditure, sources of household income in India. So these are the parameter about that NSSO regularly, quarterly publish its reports. Okay, it do the survey and publish the report. So if you want to know about anything about the population, so you have to concern census of India. If you want to any other thing about the employment, unemployment, number of the animals, about the land, about consumer expenditure, about household, so what you have to find out, you have to find out सर्वेक्षण ऑफ या फिर रिपोर्ट्स ऑफ NSSO. ओके, सो अनलाइक सेंसस ऑफ इंडिया, रिपोर्ट्स एंड पब्लिकेशन ऑफ नेशनल सैंपल सर्वे ऑफिस और based on sample study. Okay, so remember one thing, it is very important, जो सेंसस ऑफ इंडिया है, ओके, सेंसस ऑफ इंडिया इज बेस्ड अपॉन census method, okay, that you are going to learn in the next chapter. And national sample survey office is based upon sample method. So this is the topic of our next chapter. Okay students, so we are going to learn in detail it. Okay, thank you for this, and please student, try to understand your book, take the help of this video. Okay, I know it is not very easy, you are learning first time economics and statistic for economics, but no doubt if you work hard you are able to understand and you are able to perform well. Okay, thank you.